Russian 234th Airborne Regiment, the so-called Pskov Paratroopers, are actively losing transport in the border area of Sumy Oblast. They captured the perfect moment. This is how the paratroopers from the 76th Airborne Division go on an assault, on rusty loaves. Of all the equipment, they are the only ones and Kopecks. Soon this too will be gone, thanks to Division Commander Shakabadov, who drives the guys to storm at any cost. As Warthog Defense reported, the reason for using these kinds of vehicles for suicide assaults is the lack of tanks and armored protection. Russia simply can't cope with the losses anymore. The Russian armed forces continue to loot, this time not secretly, but on camera, women clothing. The soldiers of the 810th Brigade were given a chance to live in one of their houses by residents of a village in the Kursk region. But apparently such hospitality was not enough for the soldiers, and they began to rummage through the closets and pick out a new wardrobe. And what did not suit them, they simply tore up and threw in the trash. And then everyone wonders why no one wants to let them live there. Also, there is a fetish for women clothes, but that's another story. Let's leave these guys alone in their room. Drone operators of the 5th Assault Brigade hit an enemy hideout in a pipe of the Seversky Donets Donbas water utility using an FPV drone with fiber optic control. The brigade posted the video on its Facebook page. According to reports, the pipe was used as an enemy infantry amassing point. The attack took place in the Kramatorsk sector. The footage shows a drone flying into a hole in the pipe wall, successfully passing through it and exploding. Thanks to the fiber optic control system, the operator did not lose connection with the drone even in a closed space and received a clear image without interference. We used a drone with fiber optics. We periodically work through these pipes, as the enemy is accumulating there. They also have an evacuation point for the wounded there. These pipes are leaky, but then they go underground. Thanks to FPV drones on fiber optics, which allows us not to lose communication, we can reach the enemy there, explained Ivan Kirilev, commander of the brigade's reconnaissance battalion, in an interview with Army TV. It is worth reminding that this is not the first time the enemy has used the tactic of accumulating and moving infantry through pipes. During the Kursk campaign in early March, Russian sabotage and reconnaissance groups moved through a branch of the Urengoy-Pomory-Uzhhorod gas pipeline to gain a foothold on the outskirts of the town of Sudzha. One of the saboteur groups was detected leaving the pipeline and was attacked with artillery and HIMARS cluster missiles. The same tactic was used during the battle for Avdiivka. In early January, it was reported that the cost of fiber optic drones had dropped significantly due to increased production, and prices could fall even further for Ukrainian companies. Currently, the main supplier of fiber optic cable reels for drones is China, which supplies both Russian and Ukrainian FPV copter manufacturers. Ukraine already has factories capable of spooling finished fiber optics, which is critical for reliability and reducing the risk of cable breakage during flight. Russian designers have adapted the Arena M active protection system to intercept anti-tank missiles attacking from above. A video of the system's tests against such threats was released by Rosoboronexport, Russia's state-owned defense export intermediary. The dual video sequence shows the Russian system intercepting a basic threat in the form of an anti-tank grenade attacking parallel to the ground, as well as an attack by an unknown missile into the upper hemisphere. In both cases, the threats were destroyed in the air before they reached the tank. For the Arena M, this is the first documented confirmation of the ability to shoot down threats attacking from above, potentially giving it the ability to protect tanks from Javelin, Spike, NLAW, and other similar systems. The Arena's operating principle is based on the physical destruction of the warheads before they hit the carrier. To do this, it uses a network of radar antennas, a system of launchers with countermeasures, and an onboard computer that coordinates their operation. During operation, the onboard radars continuously irradiate the space around them with radio waves, looking for objects moving at high speeds. If it does, the onboard computer calculates whether it is moving in the direction of the vehicle, and in case of a threat, Arena calculates the point of contact and fires a countermeasure to meet it. Until recently, the latest modification of the Arena M was equipped with improved countermeasures that could turn its body in the direction of the target in flight, allowing a smaller ammunition package to cover the entire perimeter around the vehicle. Presumably, the same technology was used to increase the vertical intercept angles. At the same time, it is worth noting the gentle angle of attack of the unknown munition in the test footage. The main opponent of the Russian complex, the Javelin missile, can enter the target at such an angle during a long-range flight. Instead, when fired at close range, its angle of attack at the terminal segment is close to straight. Therefore, the published test is not exhaustive in terms of protection against third-generation anti-tank missiles. The Chronicle of the Russian-Ukrainian War, where FGM-148s hit Russian vehicles, is a good example of different scenarios for a US-guided missile. This news may be of great value to the Ukrainian military, as this month the first Russian T-72B3 tank equipped with the Arena M system was spotted on the front line. The new system has also been successfully integrated by Russian designers into the T-90M tank, which is being mass-produced in dozens of units for the enemy's invasion forces in the war against Ukraine. Although Russia breaks the so-called ceasefire every day by attacking civilian targets in Ukrainian cities, Trump says Putin will keep his end of a ceasefire deal in Ukraine. I want to make sure he follows through. I think he'll do what he told me, and now he'll keep his part of the deal, Trump said. He added that he's ready to increase economic pressure on Russia if needed.
You said over the weekend, or indicated over the weekend, some frustration with him. How serious are you about imposing oil sanctions?
No, I want to see him make a deal so that we stop Russian soldiers and Ukrainian soldiers and other people from being killed, but mostly it's Russian and Ukrainian soldiers. They're losing at least 2,500 human beings, beautiful human beings, a week, and I want it to stop. And some people would say, why do you worry about Russian soldiers or Ukrainian soldiers? I worry because it's like, they're just like you people, they're like us, they're like all of us. Oh, I want to make sure that he follows through, and I think he will. I don't want to go secondary tariffs on his oil, but I think, it's something I would do if I thought he wasn't doing the job. So I think he's going to live up to what he told me, and I think he's going to fulfill his part of the deal. Now, then you have Zelensky, and hopefully he's going to live up. I see he's trying to renegotiate the rare earth. We made a deal for rare earth. It was all done. And I heard through you, I haven't spoken to them yet, but through you I heard that they're now saying, well, I'll only do that deal if we get into NATO or something to that effect. Well, that was never, number one, discussed. Number two, I think it's going to be very, long before Putin, they said you're not going into NATO. And it could be, that's probably the reason the war started.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.